because it's hot. Just kidding. But I tell you what, though, unsettling amount of the criminally insane. Love that guy right there.
I know you were talking
unsettling amount, like more than more than should have, like, and like revere that guy, like, oh, and like I can't tell you how many people, especially when the new Joker was being released and they were showing like trailers because they had TV time and everything, and they show it, and I can't tell you how many like people that are like crazy who have committed crimes. So like,
wait, who's calling me? Who's calling me?
David was, I guess.
They just think he's like a great guy, and it's like, I wish I could be more like him. You know, like that. It's like, holy shit. Like,
it makes me like it just unsettling, like what you're telling me and how common it is for them to
crazy common. Like I said,
wait, whoa, what? I don't know what I did.
You unlocked a Wayne Tech upgrade.
Fill the XP meter to upgrade the Batsuit and gain enhanced skills. Select your upgrade from the Waytech selection screen.
No, but that always tripped me out, and especially like when the new movie was coming out, everyone was like,
well, they weren't probably not allowed to watch it, right?
No, nothing made me which that was one of those things where I was like,
so Anax,
what's it gonna do? These guys have murdered people, like nothing they haven't seen before. But
that
they were,
guy that you're talking.
Yeah. No. He hadn't killed someone. He was just a violent offender. So he just.
But
he
over half of the people was it? Joker went through the ratio.
Between the unit that I was in and the unit next to ours, the unit next to ours, 70% had murdered somebody.
Not a problem. Just need to call another cell.
But then on the unit that I was on, 20%. Because like most of the murderers went to that other unit because it was like, for lack of a better term, long-term storage. So like they each had their own individual room kind of thing, because you put someone who's murdered someone with someone who hasn't murdered someone, they can. And there was like a murder one time. Dude murdered his roommate for snoring, but neither of them murdered anybody.
Wow.
Like he just
pillow. That's the only thing I could think of doing.
Yeah. And that's like holy shit. But that's why they were so strict about like checking on everyone every 15 minutes. Every 15 minutes, because then even if they're unconscious, even if they've been choked out, after 15 minutes, you would probably bring them back. But like you hear all kinds of crap. So like mine, it was mostly just like
I should go back to the holding
like assault, drug crimes, gang crimes, stuff like that. Wow. Like yeah. We had one, the dude that when I dislocated my shoulder we were fighting, he had committed Grand Theft Auto, assaulted a police officer like 6 times.
Joker's escape.
Like 6 assaulting police officers. That's not
the same
great.
cop or
Huh?
the same officer? Or?
No. Multiple over the course of the arrest.
I'm getting him back.
And then possession,
Joker will
and
not
then
win.
possession of narcotics and weapons and stuff like that.
I'm starting where he was
Like with
taken. A
like
guard
when he
named
still
Frank
had
Bowles
a
attacked
he was on
him.
probation.
If I find Frank, I'll find your
Oh yeah,
father.
dude, all around.
Was he a big dude to dislocate your shoulder? Or was it just kind of like
About
how did that happen?
185.
About my size.
So he's not a small dude. No, he was going after a friend of mine. He went to jump over the desk and I grabbed him. And as he went over, I went over with him and then he hit the ground. My shoulder popped out. But then we were fighting for about 17 minutes after that.
And you pop it back. Did you pop it back in?
Not there. It was still out the whole time.
Did you still get? You couldn't move it, did you?
No. The only way I got his hand out, like he'd been incarcerated a lot, so he knew how to climb up. So yeah, like that, and then you just squeeze in, and so it's really hard to control someone's movements when they're like this, because you can't get any leverage. Like there's the shell, you can like roll them over or whatever, but
evidence.
I got I put pressure on the back of his head to get his hand out, and then I grabbed it with this hand, just kind of grabbed it there and brought my knee up like this and pushed it out, so that, because this arm wouldn't move out, I couldn't Couldn't do that. My ball, I've got a picture from the ER. The ball was back here. So it dented the head of the humerus there because it bounced against my shoulder blade. Because it popped out and it went there.
Backwards, basically?
Yeah, so it was there, so I just held it right there, got my knee on it, and just death grip with this hand, because it's like, because if I didn't have my knee there, he would have been able to pull it back because I had no control there. But,
what was your partner doing?
Well, so Jason was trying to control his feet. Ethan was trying to control his feet at the same time because he was trying to get his feet out. And then, because the whole time he's like yelling that he's gonna like stab us all in the face if he gets his hand on a pen, he's gonna like rip our throat out, whatever. Right? Like do his shit back. But he, but then we, like Melky came in, one of the other guys, and like he came and helped me with the other arm because I was still trying to fight to get the other arm out. And this whole time he's just like fighting, and then finally we get him held down. And like Melky looks at me, like he told me this after, he's like just white.
Oh, I bet
like,
you're probably in shock.
I was fighting off shock. I could see this.
Transport to upper floors.
Was it trails?
Like
what do you mean?
Started so like your vision suddenly starts going.
Oh, like tunnel vision. Oh, okay.
So you start doing that. It's like had to kind of force myself to stay away because it hurt. I thought it broke. I thought it was broken. Honest to goodness, like during the whole fight, I was like, this arm's broken.
Would you prefer to broken arm or would you prefer to dislocation?
Dislocation all the way.
It hurts, but
easier fix. Well, and
easier recovery.
But like Melky, because he came over and like he's fighting, and then he's like, "You can't do acting my arm's good." And like I just whispered it to him because I didn't want this piece of shit.
No,
I didn't want him to know that he hurt me or anything. Because the whole time, like once they cross the boundary. So for example, there's certain moves that you can use and certain moves that you can't use.
Yeah, so you can't bash them in the face.
You can't throw a strike. You can't use any kind of small joint lock, anything like that. But once the individual crosses that line to an area where they can get access to items where they can hurt somebody, or it's kind of like in a prison, if an individual left the yard into another area, that's where they're allowed to use lethal force. If they're like making it go out over a fence, they can shoot it down. Same concept. So like when I was on his back while we were waiting for help to come, I applied pressure to the back of his head. I was
get it down.
No, well, I have a go-to. When it came to like violent situations, it's get on the fucking ground, and I'm on top of this guy trying to get his hands out. I'm like, get me your fucking hands, get it out now. And he's like, I'm gonna rip your dogs. Like, fuck you. Dude, because like it's no holds barred. And like I said, at this point, it's like all adrenaline.
What's
I can't use my arm. I think it's broken. I'm telling myself, if this guy gets up, I am toast. That is game over for me. Like I can fight as good as the next guy, but not without a left hand.
No.
And like,
but you think if you would have not dislocated your shoulder, do you think you?
It would have been much easier. It would still have been a fight, but it wouldn't have been as bad.
Yeah, not a knee and your other.
Because we were there. Like I said, we were there for 17 minutes before we got back up from campus police. It was a long fucking time. It took forever. And then like finally when they got there, the guy who's over the police there, his name's Ken. And like as soon as he got there, I was like, Ken, tag, because when you get into a position on the floor, the next step is to transition them from that position into a restrained position, whether that's a restrained chair, 4-point restraint on a bed, or whatever.
You guys have straight jackets?
No.
Is that not a thing anymore?
Not really. It's too difficult to apply. So imagine trying to get a jacket or a shirt on someone who's trying to punch you, right? So like what you would do is you get them into a restraint chair, so you're controlling their limbs at all times. That's where the transition comes in, because holding them down on the ground is one thing, but then taking them from that position into a seated position, that's when you start running risks. Because then you run the risk. So, for example, someone could lean over and bite you, right? Headbutt, spit, all that shit. So like when Ken came in, I was like, Ken, tag out. So he came and like took my arm, and that's when I got up and I went in, and our unit doctor was there, and I was like, Doc, can you help me put this back in? I think it's out. And she's like, I'm not that kind of doctor, Ezra. You need to go to the hospital. And I'm like, okay.
Dude, I bet you were like sick to your stomach in pain.
Well, it hurt. It was like, because the whole time it was like, yo, if I get off of this guy, he's gonna hurt somebody, because we were low staffed, didn't have enough people there anyway.
What time was it? Like, was it late or was it not that?
8:30
in the morning.
At night.
Oh, that's not too bad.
So it was right around medication time.
Oh,
I hate med time is 8 o'clock. I hated 8:30 meds or 8 o'clock meds.
Just because that's when somebody.
That's when something always popped off, and it's getting close to the end of the shift, and you're just tired.
Yeah.
Like or that night I had scheduled a double. I was gonna work a double shift, but like I obviously didn't make it. Because then I went to the hospital.
Wait, I was just there.
I didn't do. Cause I was trying to get in with the border patrol. I didn't want any kind of pain meds, nothing in my system. I shit you guys not. I ate my first poppy seed muffin in like 3 fucking years, like the other day, and it was awesome.
I bet.
Right?
I've heard about stories like that. They're like, oh yeah, I just had this and I got screwed.
Yeah, did not want to piss hot on anything. So like they tried to put it back in. It took until about 12:30, 1 o'clock at night, 1 o'clock in the morning for them to get my shoulder back in. Because when I got there, I was like, Doc, it's dislocated. I think it's dislocated. They did an X-ray. He's like, it's dislocated. I was like, all right, put it back in. He's like, I can't do that. I need to give you pain meds. I'm like, I can't do pain meds, Doc. I explained to him the whole thing. I'm like, look, I cannot have anything in my system. If I have a random drug test, even if it's prescribed, that puts me in a category. I was like, I do not want to be in a category. I was like, Doc, put it back in, totally fine. It already hurts. It's been hurting since 8:30, right? Like just put it in, because this is right at the beginning of COVID too.
Oh yeah. So like, it was probably super hard to get in.
Yeah, there was an armed police officer in the emergency room.
Wow.
Yeah, that crazy.
Wow.
So like the dude was like, I can't do that. So I'm like, well, how are we gonna get it back in? He's like, okay, well, we can do it old school. So like, he had me lay on the bed and he tied weights to my wrist to kind of pull it out, because by then, because it had taken so long since the dislocation, all the muscles had seized up.
Oh, okay.
So it wouldn't budge back in.
Oh my god.
And so he's like, you need to stretch him back out, get him to relax a bit,
smart, though.
and then pop it in. I'm like, okay. Well,
it
hurt like a motherfucker. It really hurt.
I bet it felt better than him putting his freaking foot in your armpit.
I was okay with that. Like, I was fully ready, like, Doc, just put it back in.
I bet that would have probably ripped a muscle, though, for how bad.
Potentially. The labrum was definitely torn. Because, like, and it still is. Like, they said it's optional. I could have gotten surgery to do it, but nice thing is, though, State of Utah is on the hook if this shoulder ever goes out.
That's true.
Yep. They have me sign stuff.
So like ever in your life, if something happens with that,
yeah, because especially with the torn labrum or whatever, or if there's any kind of disability or like the permanent damage.
Oh
shit! Oh, you're dead. Holy what? Just like ragdolled into it.
Exactly.
No, but that whole time that was killer though. I'm not gonna. I don't know. I did not enjoy that. But then he finally, and it actually popped itself back in.
Oh, with the weights?
Well, he did the weights, and then it wouldn't go back in. He tried to manipulate it a little bit. And then he was just like, well, he's like, the next thing, he's like, we can put you under for 20 minutes, and I'll put it back in. Like, sold, let's do that. So he put an IV in. They were about to do the anesthesia, and he kind of looked at it. He's like, your shoulder looks okay. Like, he's like, honestly, it looks like it's back in. So we went and got another X-ray, and it just kind of worked itself back in.
That's good. So,
but yeah, that was such a long night. That hurt, and like, I don't know. Yeah.
Did you go back to work, or did they send you home?
No, they sent me home. But I went back because I had to fill out some paperwork.
Because you got hurt.
Because I got hurt, and like I wasn't going to, but then the nurse who was there, Ethan. He was like, dude, he's like, you need to come back and do the paperwork. He's like, I know you want to go home and like sleep and like get some rest, but he's like, it's because Barbara had to come up and get me. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning. I couldn't drive.
I thought you could drive, dude.
I couldn't even move my arm right. So, like, Ethan had me come in and just fill out the paperwork and stuff. Because he's like, hey, if you don't fill it out now, there's a chance you won't be able to get like benefits, workers' comp, all that kind of shit. He's like, you gotta take care of
He's
it.
just trying to help you out.
Oh yeah. He was good about it. He even said he's like, do you want me to fill it out for you? I was like, I'll just fill it out and get on with it.
That's funny. You want me to just fill it out?
Well, because he was there. Like, because Ethan, and in fact, and here's what pissed me off. What took so long is because Ethan had gone back because this dude was popping off already.
Again.
So prior to the incident going off. And that's why I was out on the outside of the desk trying to de-escalate things.
Oops.
You have to calm the fuck down.
And then he hopped over.
Then he started going over. But Ethan, during that time, had already called for an assist from campus police. So they were dealing with other issues like other areas in the hospital.
Because
It was a freaking full moon too, dude. That's why I'm like, yo, I'm sold. I'm sold on that shit. But like, because Ethan had already called for an assist, and they're like, we'll get over when we can, like, don't have anything. And then one of the nurses from across the hall, his name is Ed. Ed the nurse, he always had like this awesome like mustache. But like Ed, he's famous for saying, "Don't give me heroes, just give me bodies." Like just so like he said that to like the scheduling department trying to get techs over there to his unit. He's like, I don't need any heroes, I just need bodies.
That's funny.
Fucking hilarious. But with him, I was like, hey Ed, do you know how to put a shoulder back in? Because I was walking out to go to the car, and he's like, no man, I don't know how to do that. He's like, did you kick his ass? I was like, not really. I'm like, I kind of lost this one, Ed. Yeah, well.
At least you're not dead.
Yeah, essentially. Fucking Ed, dude's hilarious.
Seems like a nice guy.
Oh yeah, he was funny. He was one of the few people. So like, on there were empty units where nurses could go and spend the night there.
Mm-hmm.
No fucking way would I ever sleep there.
Oh no.
It's a fucking mental hospital, dude. I mean, I worked graveyard shifts enough, but like, let alone like sleeping there. So
How close were you to other patient units?
in that one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, not very close. Where the nurses stayed, it was behind at least 3 or 4 different locked doors.
Oh, I bet.
So it was there, and then like each individual room had its own key.
Oh.
So it was set up okay, but it's like, yo, it's a mental hospital at night, and like I'm 90% positive, and I'm like dead serious that area for sure was haunted.
Oh yeah.
'Cause, like one night, so like they made this like little, they called it the annex, this little unit on the end of it for this one kid. And
Is
like,
that the kid that like held his parents hostage and stuff?
yeah, that one.
He was from Idaho, right? I think you told me that.
Yeah, I think he's originally from. Yeah, I think he's originally from Idaho.
Anyway.
But anyway, so that unit or whatever, so he's asleep and we're all just sitting there. It's like late at night, right? Like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and we just hear bang, bang, bang from this side. Like, so they built this like kind of temporary wall with a door in it with a lock. We just hear bang. Bang, as if someone's just smacking the shit out of the door. Not the door that's there, but like out of one of the doors in there. And it was myself, it was Melky, and then John, one of the nurses. He was the one who was working on his PhD. And I look at John, because like John's a hardcore skeptic on literally everything. And I'm like, John, that's a fucking ghost, dude. Like, that was like the first thing that came out of my mouth. He's like, bullshit, dude. He's like, it's not a ghost. I was like, who's making that noise over there, bro? So he's like, all right, let's go see. So it's like, okay, let's go. So we go and like open up the door, and like it's coming from down the hall. Bang. And like from the inside of one of these locked doors. So it's like where the nurses would sleep. It's from the inside of one of these locked doors. So go like I'm not unlocking that door first of all. So I knock on it. I was like, is everything okay in there?
That's terrifying.
And then it stopped, and we didn't hear anything. And I'm like, John, I know you're a skeptic. I'm not opening that fucking door. I'm not gonna open it, man. Whatever's in there, it can stay in there. Yeah. One night we heard a scream that came from down that way. Yeah, it was creepy as fuck. Like knocked down, and like always, and it was always at like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Isn't that the time?
I guess I don't know.
What's the time? It is
Like
3 o'clock. Yeah, I believe that
Wait,
shit.
what do you mean by the time?
Like, if I guess spirits come out to play, I guess. I don't know, maybe it's the not bedtime.
Like the haunting hour.
That's the haunting hour? Because,
I
like,
think so.
like, sitting there and it's like, oh my gosh. And that was something. I would do my workouts in the pool that was there. They had a pool.
Like a filled pool. It was empty.
No, it was a full pool. So like I do like swimming workouts or whatever, like at night. But it was a kind of a pain in the ass because the way to get to the light switch was like behind this like fucking desk, and like you had no access. So I had to walk around the pool in the fucking dark, in this mental hospital or whatever. And I'm like,
but that side I bet was not accessible to patients, was it?
no, not during the night. No, it's kind of in the admin building.
Oh, okay.
So it's not so bad. It's one of the oldest buildings on campus. So
Oh, the Riddler?
haunted. But it was just kind of like I don't know. It was just creepy, dude. Like especially that late at night. Like one time, so there's a dude I worked with. He's like all into ghosts, like ghosts and shit, like ghost box and like those kind of things. All in on that shit. He brought it, right? And like
Did some of it go off?
yeah, a lot. We talked to the dude named Kenny.
Wait,
Shit you not. Shit you not.
Don't.
Awesome.
Okay, I just got a hint from the Riddler. Don't cut yourself on this sharply observed portrait. So.
Interesting. I bet there's a trap in there.
Oh yeah, I see a question mark.
With that, yeah, he brought it up, and like he had this, like I said, this ghost box, and he had like one of those EMF readers or whatever that would like go up, and so he does this kind of shit all the time. He belongs to like some kind of organization in Utah that like goes and like does like ghost hunting shit.
Oh, fun.
Right? So it was fun. He was like explaining it to me. I'm like, it's a little bit weird, but you know, you do you. But so we're sitting there, and he's like, so what you do is you turn the ghost box, you turn the EMF thing on, and then you do the ghost box.
Yeah.
So it just goes through different radio frequencies. And so when the EMF goes up, you like say, is somebody here? And like then you turn on the ghost box. It'll go through the frequencies, and then you'll hear like yes or whatever, and like clear as day, yes, and then clear as day, what's your name? He goes, Kenny. And then he would do these. I don't know what they're called, but like it's where you set like you put a recorder in a perfectly quiet area, and you listen for stuff that like shows up, right? So we did that in a room. It's called the seclusion room. Essentially, it's like the room that you put someone in there for freaking the fuck out.
So like,
and it's locked.
Padded?
Yeah, it's not padded necessarily, but it's a safer room like that. But like, put it in there overnight, and like heard all kinds of crazy weird shit. Let's see.
Oh, really?
But I can find it. He texted it to me. Let's see. Go there and see if we can find the text from the blog.
Okay, sorry, Riddler. I know you're getting upset. I just can't find the fucking painting.
Got it. Let's see. This isn't copyrighted or anything.
Has it been produced yet? Leo, don't look me. Just kidding. You can look me. You can kiss it. Can I kiss? Thank you.
So this is. Let's see. So you gotta like really listen next to the seat. That's my ringer top. Talking to like. I don't know if you can hear it. It's always quiet for the most part. Perfectly quiet room.
Like no one's in there.
No one's in there.
No. Well, shit, Batman.
So that was one. This is the other one. So this is kind of like when, like I said, this isn't copyright material or anything, but.
Oh, is this?
Hear that? So it's right before he turned it off.
Wait.
So like this is him going in to get it. Going in to get the thing. Really listen to it.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
Wait. Wasn't
Right.
this the one time you were down there and then you just heard someone whisper and
Yeah.
no one was there?
Same thing. Yeah.
Out, Leo, don't do
Yeah.
That's
That's scary.
you came. That's like freaky.
Creepy.
That
Shit.
is
Shit.
creepy.
I was there that night too.
You're like,
know.
I'm splitting this my last night of work.
Because Claude put it in the room and we were listening for it. He's like, because like it was right before I went on break. I was like, all right, let's put it in there. I'm gonna go on break. You know, we'll go back and get it. That was a 17-second like clip of it. It was in there for like an hour and a half.
Oh.
So like it was in there for a while. And so like what he would do is we'd get it and then we'd go and like just kind of listen. It was almost always quiet. But then he would do that shit.
Okay, I need help.
Okay.
I need help.
Don't.
I
Turn off
would quit
detective
my job.
mode.
Creepy
I would
as
quit my job.
creepy as shit.
At
Portrait.
work though, at my work, like we're pretty sure that we have like.
Yeah, I've played one of these
something
before,
there.
so I know I
And
can help you look for
My
something.
friend and I, because we were there at like 6 in the morning, we were
Mm-hmm.
sizing shoes. And like kids' shoes, like we don't have any boxes, we just put them on
Don't
the
cut
shelf.
yourself on the
So I
sharply
plopped
observed
A pair of
portrait.
shoes on a shelf, and I turned to grab one, and it flung off the top of the shelf.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like,
Maybe something below
maybe
you.
I just put it on like a weird angle. So I put it back, and I scooted it towards the back,
Mhm.
and I bent over, and it fell off again.
Mhm.
And I'm like, listen, like
Yep.
this is my job.
Mhm.
Leave it.
Yeah.
Leave it on the shelf.
Go creepy. Yeah. But yeah, that was yeah.
You came? That's messed up. I'd be like, were you expecting me?
Yeah.
Sir?
Well, he put it in like kind of an interesting way. So I'm like, why do people get? Because like I asked him,
Subject
like, have you had any kind
obscured.
of bad experience?
Oh, so you can
like,
see
Yeah.
it.
Of course he has like the ones
Try
where
the glass.
communicate with something or whatever.
Yeah.
But like I'm like, what's the worst thing? He's like, I got scratched. So like you got scratched down his shoulder, like at one place, and he.
It's like, where the hell is it?
Because I was like, well, you watch those
look it
like
up.
ghost hunter videos, and like there's always some kind of negative connotation. He's like, look at it this way: you've been trying to get a hold of someone on your cell phone for months. No one's picked up for shit, and then finally someone does, and they're being an idiot and being an asshole. Are you gonna be too enthusiastic about talking to them? No, I don't think so. And it's like, that makes sense. Yeah. But he does the whole thing.
All these like dead people wanting to be like, come on!
Exactly. Well, exactly. He just like does that shit. But he said that's probably the
Okay, so there's a
one.
painting.
But he's
of
like seen
somebody
like stuff
named
fly
Sharp.
off and
That's
things
on a
like
wall
that. I've seen
somewhere.
like shadows and things like that. But like yeah, that one was like holy shit. Because like because that night.
That would have felt a little personal for me to be like, were you expecting me to show up?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just creepy.
Yeah.
Because like he told me he did it.
Where
Right?
the
He's like,
fuck
I do
is
all that
this?
stuff, and
thing?
my first thing was bullshit.
Yeah.
You don't do that. Right? Like no one does that. He's like, yeah, I do. I'm like, show me your stuff. He's like,
Yeah.
and so he goes
Right
like
there,
this.
right there,
He
right
always
there.
brought this
He's like,
little
okay.
back- He always brought this little
Oh,
backpack to
what?
work.
Oh, are you
And he
fucking
put it
serious?
Put it in his locker. Is that like a? Oh, nice. But he'd always put it in his locker. But then like he brought it out and he had like all of his ghost stuff. And he's like, check this out. And I'm like, bullshit. And he's like, this place is haunted. I was like, well, yeah, if there's a place that's gonna be haunted, it's gonna be the oldest
Yeah, it's
like,
gonna-
mental hospital in the state of Utah. And he's like, let's do this. I was like, okay. So we did the EMF thing. I was like, okay, I guess that's cool. You know, it could be whatever. But then like he did the recording thing, and then he brought it in. I was like, okay,
Alright.
all right. Yes, you're right then. Good on you. But I think I'm gonna have to call it here in a second. Tanner's 11:22.
Yeah.
Gonna go have some sweet dreams now. Thanks, Ezra.
Don't worry. That place is like 20 miles away. It's fine.
There's a place right next to 7 Feet.
Yeah, kind of a weird place to put a mental hospital. In my
Well,
opinion. But the
The
mental
mental
hospital was there first. Yeah.
So
Weird place to put a water. Yeah. Yep.
For kids.
For kids.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh yeah, and there's just a chain link fence. There's not even a barbed wire on that fence.
None at all. Not even a gate.
Nope, not even a gate, just a fence.
Just a fence. Just a low wall, essentially.
Just
I
basically,
don't
yeah.
know if my dad was also on the ghost hunt, but like our Darcy and
All right.
Scott
Mhm.
Moody, they went, or at least Scott and their son Abe went on one,
Mhm.
and like they went on this like ghost hunt or kind of ghost tour thing. But like Abe said that he like felt like stuff like tickle at him, and he was just like, quit it. Like when he came home, he was
Stop
just
it.
like, I still feel like I'm being tickled. Like,
All right, we're gonna have to call it a night.
Call it, ladies and gentlemen.
So if you've enjoyed our content so far, click subscribe, ring the bell, leave a like and a comment. If you like to hear Leo like scream with joy in the background, let us know in the comments.
We'll see you guys on the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Bye.
All right, good night.